Well, a very warm welcome to this video, Wednesday the 6th of March. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today has got huge implications for the United Kingdom and massive international implications for those countries where most of us live that still have some vestige of law and order in them. Now, what we're going to be talking about is this letter from Mr. Andrew Bridgen, Member of Parliament, and it is to the Sir Mark Rowley, who's in charge of the Metropolitan Police, and he released this into the public domain yesterday. Now, the letter was actually posted, by the looks of it, on the 20th of February 2024, but this has just been released by Andrew Bridgen into the public domain. Now, I'm going to read you some parts of this letter because the implications just couldn't be any stronger, really. I'm contacting you as a serving member of Parliament. Now, that means it's got to be taken seriously. If that's not taken seriously, we can pack in and forget parliamentary democracy. I seek an urgent meeting with you and senior Metropolitan Police detectives to discuss some very serious and concerning issues that have been brought to my attention regarding the coronavirus pandemic response and the vaccination programme. This is a matter of paramount importance for the well-being and safety of the British public. I and others deem this to be a national emergency, having identified a litany of failures and cover-ups that can no longer be ignored, despite various people's best efforts. Sorry, that's me saying that bit. Right, back to the letter. The usual routes via Standards Committee, government departments, regulators and civil servants have all been dismissed or ignored. And we've played the videos on this channel, haven't we? Members of Parliament getting up and pointedly walking out when this issue is discussed. Complete disgrace, of course, to British parliamentary democracy, in my view. Contact with the independent COVID inquiry team. I won't comment on the independent inquiry team in the UK. Contact with the independent COVID inquiry team was made, and they have clearly stated their role is not to determine innocence or guilt. They further added, if criminality is suspected, to these reports, these allegations to the police should be reported to the police. It is for this very reason this is now a matter for the police. Very serious criminal offences, to name but a few: misconduct in public office, misfeasance in public office. I'm not a legal man, but I think that just means generally messing it up. Gross negligent manslaughter, corporate manslaughter, fraud, murder, manslaughter and grievous bodily harm have been identified, along with conspiracy to commit and aiding the abetting aforementioned crimes. Now, I'm just going to put this on the screen so you can see I'm not making this up. This is all here in this letter just released into the public domain. That's the bit we've just looked at. It would be prudent to have a conference room big enough to facilitate at least 20 people, because the following named men and women will be attending to provide evidence in their fields of expertise that fully support the assertions being made. And he does give a list, and I'm only talking about these people because it is now in the public domain. So we're free to talk about this now. So, Dr. Mike Yeadon, former Vice President of Pfizer. Dr. Asim Malhotra, of course, who we've had the pleasure of talking to on this channel several times. Dr. Claire Craig, that we've done a whole series with. Two, in my view, first-class medical professionals. Professor Norman Fenton, great British statistician and advocate of the people. Dr. David Cartland, who suffered greatly for his outspoken views. Dr. Tess Lawrie. We've interviewed, we talked to Tess way back the first time, was about the ivermectin, the report she prepared for the World Health Organization on ivermectin. I don't think the WHO accepted it, but that was where we first involved her in this channel, and she's been working very, very hard ever since. Dr. Stephen Frost, medical doctor, Professor Angus Dalgleish, one of the, well, probably the leading cancer professor in the country. Again, we've done a whole series with Professor Dalgleish, first-class medical mind. Philip Hayland, Lewis Bayliss, both legal people. Jackie Devoy. Now, Jackie Devoy, filmmaker, again, done absolutely sterling work to bring out the truth. I think the first film was called A Good Death, which looked at the midazolam, the overuse of morphine and midazolam. How many people did that bring to a premature end in this country? Well, we still don't know, but Jackie's working on that. And I think she's working on a new one now called Playing God, both pretty terrifying concepts. So great that these independent people are doing this really sterling work that government departments really should have been doing, but haven't been. Matt Le Tissier, famous footballer, of course. John O'Looney, who again we've talked to on this channel, who discovered a lot of these white fibrous clots. Mr. FP, whistleblower, current case manager for the government's personnel independent payments scheme. Don't know much about that, but you're interested to see what he says. Mark Sexton, retired police constable, again a leading campaigner. So yeah, let's go on and read a little bit more of the letter. Very disturbing new and damning evidence has also recently come to light, evidence that will be revealed and discussed at the meeting. I mean, I can't see if a British Member of Parliament says he's suspicious of all these things, and let's be quite honest about it, including murder. I don't see how we can possibly not investigate this and instigate this. So more evidence to come to light at the meeting. Might I respectfully request a minimum of 3 hours for the meeting to allow each expert 10 minutes to verbalise their findings and discuss their own concerns. Due to the urgency and in order to prevent any further harms being caused to men and women, and especially our children, please provide a date for this meeting as soon as possible. So there we have it. Not really too much to add. Let me go into the second screen. This is the direct snippets from the screenshots from the letter, and that is basically it. If the police will have to investigate this, there's no question in my mind about that. Particularly the amount of, well, so many things, but I've talked to so many people working in care homes and the hospice sector. The overuse of morphine and midazolam killed how many people? People that would have otherwise recovered. It's not the sort of thing you can sweep under the carpet here. So that's officially reported. We'll obviously keep a very close eye on that. So thanks to Mr. Bridgen and all these great people that are doing this work. Many, of course, have suffered for their stance. And we will keep an eye on it, and we'll look forward to the Metropolitan Police response. And that's all we have at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on it. So thank you for watching.